Welcome back, everyone. This is Frank, Whiskey Charlie, Zero Oscar. I'm over here in Loma Linda, California, beautiful city in Orange County. I'm using the X100VI to record me. I got a nice little mount for the X100, and this test is going to be about how well the continuous autofocusing is. It has face detection on, and everything's automatic. Shutter speed, aperture, ISO. I thought with it would be a good idea just to see how well it operates that way. It's in black and white with a red filter on it. And I decided to put my glasses, my darker glasses here, to see if it's focused on me. And preliminary results look good. And if you have been around my channel for some time, and that's going to be a good test right there, blocking it and see if it finds my face. Because I know in previous 100 cameras, the moment I put something in front and then back, it doesn't really focus. And I know there's other settings in there for continuous autofocusing, and mostly should be about how quick you want to focus, or if there's things moving. I have it on the default setting. Maybe I need to change that. I know people are having issues with focusing, in particular taking pictures, but the X100 has never been advertised or marketed as a video camera. It should have been. It should have been its second trick hat, or hat trick. Well, the thing is, the important thing is, I think Fuji is finally listening to their customers, maybe, in terms of, hey, maybe it is nice to have a video camera. For a camera that's really considered a street camera, right? For street photography, maybe travel. I mean, it's become so popular. Now, this video is not about so much as the marketing aspects of the X100VI. It's more about the autofocus, the continuous autofocusing. Is it still focusing on me after I did this? Right? Maybe it doesn't see my face, and now it does. It's really hard to tell. And one of the sad things about the X100 is that a lot of people get all wound up if it's somehow changed, right, in its aspect. Imagine if it had a flippy screen and it was there for the casual user that wants to talk in front of the camera. Now, yes, there are other Fuji cameras that are way more better for blogging or vlogging, but why not the X100VI? Why not have one iteration like that? It's a very popular camera. It's been sold out, the 5 and the 6. I barely got mine, 8 months later or something? I don't know what I'm doing here. There we go. Okay, I blocked it. Let's see if it got back to me. And then here's my cap. Let's see if it still is focusing on me. Who knows? I did give it a little more light. One thing that these cameras back in the day had a problem with was contrast. If it didn't find a contrast, it was very hard to focus. It's going to be great to go home and to look at what it's doing. But right now, it's a beautiful day here in Southern California. It's the fall season in December. And now again, I'm changing things, changing perspectives, just to see if it's still, putting my hand in front of the camera, making, having the camera to adjust automatically, and continuous autofocusing, and face detection. I really don't know if there is a difference between the two. I always thought there wasn't, but it's possible. Definitely in the past, all the cameras that I've known, XT1 all the way, even the XT10 when it was around, and the X100, it will detect. It will detect your face. The question is, will it detect? Yes, it'll detect your face, but will it focus your face? I don't know. Okay. As you can see, the setup is really nice. I remember one time I went to Sammy's Club and they told me, don't get one of these things that sucks a suction cup. It's not going to work for you, blah blah blah. It's expensive. And I was like, okay, I guess he's right because he works in Sammy. Wrong. wrong. As a matter of fact, this one that I got on Amazon works fine. It's been working fine for me, and over, I would say 2-3 years since the pandemic. Even I wonder if it was before the pandemic. Either way, I had a different suction cup. I can't remember the name of it. I was really happy with it at the beginning, and then the spring, it had like a tension spring thing that would slip, and then the camera would fall down, and I would get really upset. And I was trying to find a solution, and this one is perfect. And it also has a one of these sticks so you can put your phone on. So it's really, it has a real nice setup. Again, we're looking to see how the autofocus is doing right now. Maybe take off my glasses here. Maybe you can see me. I don't know. Be interesting. Putting my hand in front, then out. Of course, the settings where it can flow easily and out is going to be interesting to see. If it's if you can't see anything, then I'm not going to be surprised, because these cameras tend to do that. But if I can see myself, that's going to be a great plus for Fuji. For this particular camera, tends to the other iterations, except for, I would think, for the X100VI or X100V, it did record pretty well. And I was pretty surprised with it when I had it. Although I felt it was a bit slow in terms of taking pictures like this one, and I think it has a lot to do with trying to capture that moment, and you're trying to fit, you're trying to like take the picture, and that's because the setting is for, I think there's a setting there that says the priority is for focusing, and it just takes a little long. There's a different lens, I know, on the X100V and the 6, or V and the 6. I know they're different, but and so there's better performance. There's somebody over here. It looks like they're doing a video with their iPad or something, or are they taking a picture? No, they're not. Actually, they're painting. Oh, that's nice. Very interesting. Let's hold on here. Yeah, he's doing he's painting. That's really nice. Today is not a very hot day. The sun is not on it. It's about 70 degrees. I'm not expecting this camera to overheat in this situation, but it has happened before. It's an enclosed compartment. I don't see any vents really on the top for the heat to get off, but it has to come out somewhere. And it has overheated in the past, but it's not that bad. It does have a setting where you can have it so that the temperature can go a little bit higher than usual. Okay, now we're in the kind of like in the shade. I'm gonna put my glasses on. I know that the previous iterations of this, except for the 5, I don't know why I didn't test the 5 as much as I did. I guess it was because it's during the pandemic times. You couldn't travel as much, and again, we were at home most of the time. But now with this camera, I can test it a little more, and I definitely want to test it at night, see how it looks and feels at super automatic, and see how it affects the video in terms of its when it's not very bright. There are times, and this is around the time maybe where it looks really nice, depending on how you position yourself with the camera. Still a little bit bright, but in about an hour the sun starts to have that golden hour period, which is sort of happening right now, but and you can tell in the background very nicely, hopefully. Actually you can't, can you? It's black and white. Well, just pretend that you can. And black and white, just because I wanted you to experience the black and white film. And probably, there aren't many YouTubers or YouTube channels that will take the X100 and do videos, because it's not marketed that way. If you watch any of my old videos, that was the thing that I fell in love with. I take pictures, but I can do videos. But it turned out that it was a failure in many aspects. Could have been the lens, could have been the hardware, definitely the software tried. There were not to be too punishing to Fuji, because I know they're having issues right now with their focus, especially with their H cameras, which I did have one and I was really happy with, but it didn't make any sense to have a XT1 and H as XH1, even though the original H was pretty cool, and they started marketing as a video camera, and I thought that was kind of silly. Of course, they have to diverge their market segments or whatever, and make it a little more diverse. But I think the focus on the XT as their flagship was no more in terms of video capabilities. I do like it. But going back to the focus on the previous cameras, the X100 cameras, if you just press and hold, do the single point, it was fine. Nothing to complain about. But sometimes, it would be nice to have, if a person moved back and forth, and that's something that I haven't done, right? If you move back and forth, is it still, following you? Is it still focusing? If I get closer or farther, right? I don't know if it is right now, because I don't have a monitor on it. It wouldn't make any sense to put it in the car. And yes, I can hear it now. This camera's not made for something like that. You're right. It's not marketed that way. But you would think a camera that does video could technically do something like this. I'm thinking, and I'm not sure if I can afford it yet, a wide angle lens. It would be what, 28 instead of 35? Would it give me a little more room filming? I know I love my X-T1 with my 16mm lens, which is a vintage lens now, and that does a pretty good job. I was really surprised with my XT5, not XT4, XT5. It focused very nicely. I haven't done too much testing on that camera as I should. And for those that are still watching, that are ham radio operators, you know, sometimes I'll do videos with cameras like this to diversify the way it looks and feels. So I think that's a lot of testing, because it aggravates me when YouTube influencers of the those that do camera only on their channels, and when they have a camera something like this, they don't have like very long videos to show like a real performance, real life out of the box. Sure, they'll have somebody, they'll talk about some specs, and maybe they'll do a few jumping jacks, but nothing like this. Nothing where it's, put it on fully automatic. Most of the settings are, and just see what it does. And don't sugarcoat it. Definitely when I look at this video, I'll put it there. It's like, oh, it didn't focus here, it didn't focus there, or I like it here. Oh, by the way, the audio is from the camera, and I did have to test that before, and it sounded okay to me. It's so far so good. Be interesting to see how long this video is. If you like this video content, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please tell your friends. Put it on your your webpage. If you like this content, I would appreciate it. Thanks if you care to do something like that. That's always welcomed and appreciated. Okay, I'm back. Kind of back on where I started. Now I gave you a sense of how this video looks like with the X100VI. I hope you have a great year next year, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.